Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing great. My name is Jeremiah Contreras. Today, I'm going to be talking about two very powerful films which we viewed throughout this semester about real life Latino music icons, Selena and La Bamba. Now, Selena is a story about Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla, who's widely known as the Queen of Tejano music, while La Bamba follows the life of the rock and roll pioneer Richie Valens in the 50s. Now, both of these films explore themes of identity, culture, and family, while also showing the challenges of fame and success as Mexican American artists in the United States. I'm going to be comparing these two films through three main lenses with the aesthetics of the films, the social concerns, and artistic value which they hold. Beginning with the aesthetics, how the films look, feel, and sound. In Selena, the use of bright colors, stage lighting, and really energetic crowd scenes kind of highlight Selena's joyful personality and her connection with her fans. The costumes, especially her outfits, play a big role in telling her story visually. La Bamba, on the other hand, uses a more muted, nostalgic color palette. There's a big focus on nature and everyday settings in that film, such as fields, diners, and garages that reflect Ritchie's working class background as well as the time period which this film is based, as it's in the 50s. Now, music is obviously very central in both of these films. Selena uses her live performances, showing her rising to stardom, while La Bamba focuses on Ritchie's recording and jam sessions in the garages to help the audience really build an emotional connection with the characters. Now, the soundtrack in both of these films helps define their tone as well as the time period, as La Bamba is focused in the 1950s and Selena's in the 90s. So, now that we've looked at both of these films through the unique visual and musical world, let's turn to the deeper social issues which they explore. One major theme in both of these films is cultural identity. In Selena, there's a really memorable moment when her father expresses her concern to her about going to perform her first concert in Mexico. Being a Mexican American, her father expresses that Mexican American really means that you're not Mexican enough for Mexicans and you're not American enough for Americans. And this line really helps captures Selena's or the pressure which Selena had to feel because she was being forced to fit into two really different worlds. And similarly, in La Bamba, Richie was kind of forced to change his familial last name from Richie Valenzuela to Richie Valens to help him kind of fit into the mainstream and be accepted by the white crowds. And this really shows how Latino artists often had to abandon or erase parts of their identity in order to succeed in the mainstream. Now, family is also a key concern in both of these films. Both Selena and Richie had really strong family support, but also had to deal with really high expectations and also had some personal sacrifices. Both of their parents pushed them to achieve greatness, but this at times created a lot of tension, especially between the sibling dynamics of the films. We see this especially in La Bamba between Richie and Bob, who are kind of fighting throughout the whole film about their roles and who's more and the importance of each other, and they even resort to a fist fight towards the end of the film. And finally, there's the tragedy of early deaths in both of these films. Selena was murdered at the age of just 23 by her fan club president and manager of her boutiques, while Richie died at the age of just 17 in a plane crash, which was about 8 months after his first hit record. Now, both of these losses not only shocked their direct communities, but it made them symbols of unrealized potential and kind of helped them turn into legends. Beyond the cultural struggles and the family dynamics, these films also stood out artistically for how they tell these stories and the really lasting impact which they've had. Now, artistically, both of these films are considered groundbreaking for their representation of Latino stories in Hollywood. Jennifer Lopez's performance as Selena was really her breakout role and earned her widespread acclamations in Hollywood. She brought both energy and heart into her performance as Selena, and it really helped the audience to feel Selena's passion and her charm in the film. And Lou Diamond Phillip, who played Richie in La Bamba, also brought a strong emotional performance as Richie throughout the film, showing both his talent and the struggles which he faced internally with fears of flying and fears with his family and fears of fame. Now, what's really special about these films is that they don't just cover the artist's careers, but they really help to humanize the artist because they show not only the success, but the personal and cultural challenges which they faced, helping to make their stories really relatable and impactful for the audiences. Even decades later, these films remain really powerful tools for discussing race, representation, and the Latino identity in America. That lasting impact makes them artistically and socially valuable. In summary, Selena and La Bamba are more than just stories about musicians. They're powerful narratives that explore identity, celebrate community, and preserve enduring legacies. Through their aesthetics, they immerse us in their worlds. Through their social messages, they challenge us to think about culture and acceptance. And through their artistry, they continue to inspire and educate. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys are going to have a great rest of your semester and good luck on finals. You're going to do great. Goodbye.